Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. My name is MiAh the King, and fruit farmers eat what they can and can what they can't. Get it? Now then, today we're taking a look at a game just released on Steam called Republic of Pirates, a strategy pirate game, and if I sound a little bit off, it's because I have been very sick lately, and I'm not feeling very good, and I currently have a cough drop in my mouth, so apologies for that. Anyway, developed by Crazy Goat Games and published by P-Cube, released not in early access and selling for $25. So, what is this game? Well, I guess the best way to explain this game is, have you ever wanted to play Tropico but with pirates instead? Then here you go. This is that to a damn T. It's so similar to Tropico that I was instantly comfortable with its gameplay and instantly knew what to do and how to do it. If you haven't played Tropico, then that's a shame. You should. But don't worry, I'll go into more detail now. So as always, let's start with the good. The first positive thing that I'd like to talk about is the game's stability. Other than it dropping frames on me once in the beginning, the rest of the time, it ran fast, smooth, cohesive, and just overall, I didn't experience any other issues of stability. It makes any gameplay more fun when you don't have to worry about freezing or crashing or anything else, so it was very nice that the game just played so smooth throughout my playthrough. Next up for the positives is the sound design, and I loved the sound design. From the music to the amazing ambiance, and when I say ambiance is missing in a lot of games, this is kind of what I mean. Listen to this ambiance. And even better than all of that is they let you listen to those amazing pirate jingles we all know and love. Honestly, everything was just sounding so great. They even had pretty decent voice acting.
Well, if it's revenge you want, I'm with you. I owe your old man that much. We're one ship against 3 fleets, but they aren't expecting us. We'll make for the archipelago and set up on an isolated island before they get wind of our intentions.
The quality of the sound design overall here was just phenomenal, which is good because it's a big part of drawing players into the immersion of the game, and it's just done very well here. I mean, every damn aspect of its sound quality was top-notch, so it was very fun to listen to. Next up for the positives is the gameplay. Now, since I said this is basically Tropico but with pirates, obviously the gameplay here is going to be pretty awesome. But for those of you who don't know what that is, allow me to help inform you and maybe help explain it a little bit. You have these ships that you can control. Each ship type has its own special abilities, kind of like old Warcraft 3. You can freely control and command your fleet of ships, attack other pirate bases and other pirates, and then loot the wreckage to get rare whatever. Doubloons, or insignias, or cannons, or improved sails, things that you can use later on. But then you have the building and management of your towns. You need every building to be set up next to a road. You basically have 2 types of resources, the raw resources and then the refined resources. Building a lumber mill to harvest logs and a sawmill to turn them into planks. Build a cotton farm and then a sail maker. Collect as many resources as you can to provide happiness to your people or stockpile resources so you can craft more ships. You can build brothels and taverns to improve your people's happiness, and the happier they are, the more efficient they work and more taxes they pay you. If you don't have the resources that you need on one island, then take over another island and build a town there to harvest the resources restricted to that island. And don't worry, all your islands are connected and share resources, so you can make one island for farming, one for mining, one for trade, or whatever, I don't care. The point is, each of your islands are connected, but you can be attacked, so make sure to always have a strong, sturdy fleet, and you can also build defensive towers on the coast of each island so to help you fight them off. Overall, the gameplay here was really engaging and entertaining. I never found myself bored or sitting around waiting for something to happen. Well, almost ever. But the point is, most of the time I was playing I wasn't bored, as there was always something to do or check up on. Oh, and did I mention this game has a campaign with unique characters, decisions you need to make, which come with certain benefits and different paths? There's also a free play mode in case you don't want to play with a bunch of story events. As for the story, well, the gist of it is there were these big pirates who all worked together, then they all turned on one of them, who happened to be your father. And they split up the territory among these 3 pirate warlords, and you're here to get vengeance for how they betrayed your father. Pretty standard and basic, but honestly, I wasn't even expecting a story here, so it was nice to at least have one. Oh, and one more thing before I forget, you can customize each of the ships that you build right down to the pirate captain of that ship. You can customize their sails, their ships, their emblems, and the ship captain will gain more and more experience as they fight and survive, thus making them more dangerous and harder to kill. It was far more intuitive than I thought it would have been, and actually makes you kind of care about your ship captains because you want them to stay alive and level up and become bigger and more powerful. Next up for the positives is the tutorial. It's short and sweet and to the point. It doesn't give you too much to read, and it gives you images to help you understand what it is that you're looking for so that you can learn the gameplay through action, hands-on. It wasn't bad. It taught me all I needed to know as I needed it in a timely, organized, and cohesive manner. It's probably not necessary to understand the gameplay, as you could figure it out after an hour or two, but it might be a good idea just to make sure you don't miss out on any gameplay mechanics to actually, do the tutorial. Last but not least for the positives is the price tag. I mean, holy crap. When you consider everything included here, the multiple choices, the gameplay, the sound design, the voice acting, and literally everything else, you mean to tell me this game is only $25? Yeah, no, that's incredibly cheap for something of this quality and definitely needs to be sung about from the rooftops. Like, I was very impressed. Alright, so that's all the pros I have for this game. Now on to the cons, but before that, do me a big favor and support my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to show me that support. It might not seem like a lot to you, but it's a lot to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. And come on, I'm sick, and I'm sitting here trying to give you guys content, entertain you, and inform you, and help you save money or find a good game. The least you can do is hit the like button. It costs you nothing. Now then, on to the negatives. And I'm gonna be honest, it was really hard for me to find negatives to talk about with this game. It's not perfect, and it does have its issues, but they're not really that bad. But I guess I'll talk about them regardless, just to say neutral. The first negative for me was the graphics. Now, you might be looking at this and saying, what are you talking about? The game looks great. And yeah, for the most part it does. The coloring works well, the lighting works well, as does the contrast. Hell, even the art design is pretty nice. The only thing I could really pick out negatively would be the attention to detail. There tends to be a lack of detail in a lot of areas. My ships all seem to be abandoned, with no one on them, walking on them, or manning them at all. A lot of the buildings are lacking in things you'd expect to see there, and the shadow quality can sometimes be a bit ugly, as can the water quality. But again, mostly the game looks pretty good, but I still want to make mention of those few negatives that I witnessed. Next up for the negatives, at least in my opinion, was the user interface. It's a bit too bland and generic and vague. Instead of showing me specifics of resources, it just kind of gives me an overall view of all my resources into one number, and then I've got to go hover over it and inspect it and then look for the resource that I want and see how much I've got of that one. But there was plenty of space to show me all the resources and then group them together, but in a separate option so that I could look at them two different ways depending on what way I'm thinking and planning at the time. Some indicators are decent and easy to find, while others are small and hidden away and harder to locate. So the UI was kind of hit or miss for me. Could have been better. And why not give me a keybind for the speeding up or slowing down of time? 1 is normal speed, 2 is medium speed, and 3 is fastest speed. We all know this, so why do game devs keep not giving this to us? Do they not know it? Does every gamer in the world know it but them? But yeah, that's pretty much the only things that I could think of negatively about the game. And in my opinion, they're not even that bad. For my overall thoughts, I think this game is very similar in playstyle to that of Tropico. It's got a lot of dynamics and mechanics here that make the game interesting and fun. It's all designed very well, it plays really well, it has the length, the replayability, the price, the quality, and overall I think that this is a damn fine game, definitely far above average, and probably one of the best, if not the best, pirate strategy games, RTS games at least, that I've ever played. Would I recommend it? Hell yes. If you're even a little bit interested in this game, or simulation games, or pirate games, or city builder games, or strategy games, or whatever, I think this is a really good game to check out. So do so. Alright everybody? Alright, so that's all the time I got for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.
The bordello is open for one day.